So today we're going to talk about baby Moses. Moses had kind of a rough life as a baby. He got floated down a river in a basket in order to save him. So we're going to make what looks like how his mom would have made the basket. This is like a weave that we're going to do, and it's exactly how his mom would have made the basket, but with tougher things than paper, obviously. This wouldn't hold a baby, do you think? So go ahead and listen to the story of why Moses had to be floated down the river in a basket. The people of Israel had been living in Egypt for many years. They had become slaves for the king, the Pharaoh of Egypt. They had grown up to be big and strong, and they had to work hard for Pharaoh. Pharaoh began to grow frustrated with how powerful and strong the Israelites were. And Pharaoh said, "I will take away all the baby boys before they're stronger than me." Miriam had a beautiful baby brother. She looked out of her window when the soldiers came to get the baby boys. The family hid the baby and prayed that God would keep him safe. Soon their baby was too big to hide. His mother made a special little bed in a basket to float the baby down the river Nile to a safe place. "God will look after him," she had said. She tucked him in the bed, and he fell fast asleep. "God, keep our baby safe," she prayed. Miriam, his sister, watched nearby as the baby in the basket flowed down the river. She stood there, very nervous, watching as the basket flowed down the river. Then the baby began to cry. Miriam saw the princess come down the river. The princess found the baby, and she loved him. "I will call him Moses," she said, "but I need someone to help me look after him." She saw Miriam, and she sent her to find a lady to help her feed the hungry baby. Miriam ran home to get her mother and said, "The princess needs you to look after the baby." So Moses got to go home with his mother and was raised by his mother and was saved. When he was bigger, Moses went to live with the princess in King Pharaoh's palace. Moses was safe because of his mother and what she had done and her faith in God. So, do you think God was with Moses while he floated down the river in the basket? Yeah, he definitely was. All sorts of things could have happened to Moses in the basket in the river. Think about all the alligators and crocodiles and hippos and all those animals that live in the Nile River in Egypt. It would have been so easy for him to get eaten or stepped on by a hippo, or all sorts of crazy things could have happened. He was so lucky that he was found by a person. Why do you think he might have been so lucky? Because of how faithful his mom was. She prayed to God to protect Moses and prayed to God to save him. So God wants us to be safe. God wants to protect us in our lives. God is always trying to do what is best for us. He has a plan for all of us. We don't always like his plan. Do you think Moses' mom liked to have to float her baby down the river? No, but next week we'll learn about why that was part of God's plan and what Moses did when he became a little older. You don't need a lot of supplies this week. All you need is one piece of cardstock or thick construction paper, whatever you have at home, and then 2 different colors of paper and a pair of scissors. That's all you need. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take your 2 different colors of paper. I'm going to go ahead and put mine on top of each other. And you're just going to cut them into about 1-inch strips. So just like this. It's okay if they're not all perfectly the same size. Once your colored paper is all cut into strips, you're going to take your larger sheet of paper and you're going to fold it in half. And then you're going to cut into your paper, but you're not going to cut all the way through it. You're going to leave a little bit of space at the end. You want to make these about 1 inch long cuts as well. And then you're going to unfold your paper, and you should have these slits, these little openings. And that's what we're going to put the paper through. So once you've cut all the slits in your paper, you're going to take one of your colored strips, and you're going to slide it through the very first opening. And then you're going to slide it through the back to the next opening. And you're going to slide it through there. And just keep going over and under. So there's your first one. Then you're going to do the same thing with the next one, but I'm going to start on the other side. I'm going to start on the top this time. So I'm going to go into the first slit and out of the second one. Do that over and over until you've through all of the slits you made in your paper. Do you see how my purple and my blue are alternating? So that's why I started one at the bottom and one at the top. So now I'm going to do another piece of blue. And I'm going to have it match my first piece of blue. So I'm going to put it in this slit and then come out of the next slit. And keep putting it in and out of the little slits in your paper. You're going to keep weaving the strips of paper in and out of the openings in your paper until you have them all filled up. And then you have a nice weaved piece of paper. So this is kind of what Moses' mom would have done to make that basket that he floated down the river in. But this one's made of paper, so you shouldn't be putting anything too heavy in it. But that's what she did. And then she did that in order to save his life. So I hope you enjoyed learning about Moses this week. I hope to see you on Sunday. Bye!